Good day everyone, this is Wendell Abarquez of CTU Barili campus taking a Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English. And for today's video, I will be discussing to you what is literary nonfiction or what we call as creative nonfiction. Now, let us first define what is creative nonfiction. So, creative nonfiction is also known as literary nonfiction or narrative nonfiction. So, it is also called as literary journalism or verfabula. It is a genre of writing that uses literary styles and techniques to create factually accurate narratives. So when we say factually accurate narratives, meaning it is based on true stories and not on someone's imagination. So let us put together. Narrative nonfiction is a true story written in the style of fiction novel. So it is literary nonfiction and creative nonfiction are also terms used instead of or in association with narrative nonfiction. So they all refer to the same thing using literary techniques and styles to tell a true story. So that is creative nonfiction. So we have already identified or defined what is creative nonfiction. Now let us talk about its elements. So creative nonfiction has elements as well. So the elements within narrative nonfiction or creative nonfiction are similar to those found with novels, including well-developed characters, engaging dialogue, a story that follows a narrative arc, an identifiable theme, and the use of literary devices such as symbolism and imagery. So when we say well-developed characters as one of the elements of literary nonfiction, meaning the characters are really present and it is well stated or characterized or described in the story. The characters are really high, it was being highlighted on the story itself. It was well developed in rather. So next, we have also, when we say engaging dialogue, number 2 element of creative nonfiction. So the dialogue itself, the exchange of lines between the characters are very engaging. It is very interesting and it is very beautiful. Next, it is a story that follows a narrative arc. So the number 3 element of the creative nonfiction states that it follows as a narrative arc, meaning the story really has the basic plot of telling a story, meaning that it was being stated there the beginning, it has the climax, then the resolution as well. So next, we have also identifiable theme. So the story also shows or it tells a certain theme or the message, the central message of the story. So it was very clear and it is very evident in the story. Lastly, it uses literary devices. So since this is creative nonfiction, it is a creative writing. So it uses literary devices such as symbolism and imagery to make the story more captivating and interesting. Now, according to Gutkins, he defined the essential elements of creative nonfiction as 5 R's. So what are these 5 R's, by the way? So first, we have real life. Number 2, it is reflection. Number 3, it is research. Then we have reading and writing. So CNF is about real life experiences, and like journalists, CNF writers go to the places and people immersing themselves in new experiences. So kanikunong, according to Gutkin, creative nonfiction is real life, meaning it is true, it is non-fiction. Next, it is a reflection. Yes, it is a reflection of someone's story, someone's real life story. It is a reflection of what is going through about the author, as well as it is also a research since it is factual. So some of the creative writings are also considered to be as a research guide. You need to dig into facts, man. You need to undergo research just to show truth, the true story that you are writing. Next, it is reading, and it is writing as well, since readers will read the story as well as the writer himself will write the story. So, since we have already tackled the definition of creative nonfiction as well as its elements, now let us talk about the genre of literary nonfiction. You know what? The genre of literary nonfiction is very broad, and it includes the following. We have travel writing. So what is travel writing? When you say travel writing, it talks about someone's adventure. The author writes his or her adventure. Number 2, we have nature writing. So it talks about the nature, the environment. Number 3, we have science writing. So it talks about science. Number 4, sports writing. So this type of creative writing talks about the sports. What is happening when we talk about sports? What is new on the field sports? Number 4, we have biography. So you are writing about someone's life or someone's identity. Number 4, we have autobiography. So you are writing your own identity, your own characteristics, your own life. Then we have also memoir and interviews. When you say interviews, so you are interviewing someone. Number 4, next we have last, familiar and personal essays. So we can include here also the diaries, your personal life experiences. So literary nonfiction is alive and well, but it's not without its critics. So literary nonfiction is already there, but it can be more lively through the use or through the help of the critics. Lastly, let us talk about the purpose of creative nonfiction. So informational nonfiction includes writing with the purpose to describe or express facts. So as what we have tackled earlier, so creative nonwriting is a nonfiction. Creative nonfiction is factual, so it expresses facts and it describes something. So literary nonfiction or creative nonfiction also contains facts again, and it is meant to entertain the reader. So although it contains factual elements, still it is meant to entertain the reader. So in this way, literary nonfiction or creative nonfiction reads like fiction and has a story elements like character, setting, and plot, meaning the way it was its purpose is somewhat fictional, but still it contains factual elements, and it is based on true story and not on someone's imagination. So that's all for this video, and thank you for listening. Hope you've learned something.